Hey everybody, it's Casey here at Sea Run Fly and Tackle. Today, I'm going to show you how to tie a variation of a very popular fly here at Sea Run. A fly that I've been kind of tinkering with a little bit for the last little while. It's basically a variation of Kelly's Coho bugger. Kelly Davison, who was the ex-owner of this shop here, a pattern that he developed for fishing for coho and cutthroat in our local waters, and just my little spin on it. So come hang out, I'll show you how to tie it, see what you think. Alright, so to tie this guy, I've taken a Mustad heritage fly hook and the Roar Streamer Long. This happens to be an R74AP. I'm using a size 8 for this instance. Size 8 and 6 are what I most commonly tie this in. You could definitely do it in a 4 if you want something a little bigger, stand out, you know, in dirtier water, or, you know, just a bigger, brighter, more vibrant pattern. You can also downsize it, you know, to go down to a 10, even a you know, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily go to a 12, but there have been instances where I have definitely found that sizing down really, really tiny can make a difference in a day. But it's not something that I would, you know, race out to go buy 5 packs of hooks in a size 12 to do this. You know, if you got a couple laying around, not a bad idea to have a couple smaller ones in there as an option, but typically an 8 and a 6 for this fly. So with this hook, I've taken a copper brass bead by OfishL fly fishing gear. 5/32 copper brass bead. And for thread, I'm going to use a Uni 6/0 in red. As far as colors go, I like to have, you know, something that kind of stands out a little bit, whether it's red, you know, hot orange, fluorescent fire orange, pink, something like that. Just add a little hot spot on there, or a trigger point, just something to help grab their attention. So tie in our thread. And I'm just going to kind of build a tapered ramp up to the bead there, just to hold that bead in place and prevent that sucker from sliding back and pushing back all those materials that we're going to tie onto this hook. Lay down a thread foundation, cut off that tag, and we're ready to go. So just like in the original version of this pattern, for the tail, I'm just going to use some copper Flashabou. I've taken a clump for a tail, and that's probably, you know, 7 or 8 pieces that I've just strands that I've taken out of the package and tripled them up, just cut them down a length a little bit. And we'll tie this in for a tail, and I'll wrap this all the way up the hook shank just to keep that body a uniform size. We'll trim our tag ends here. Secure that into place. And then for an underbody, again, I've just taken like 8 or so strands of that copper Flashabou. You don't have to tie it in the entire length of the hook. The only reason I'm doing it is I just want I don't want to have a bump. I just want a tapered, or a smooth tapered body. Just a little easier for the next step. So from here, I'm going to take some Palmer Chenille by Wapsi, in this instance the color olive. And now this is just a material that's on a core, like a thread core. So what I'm going to do just at the end here, just where this material is sticking up a little bit, I'm just going to cut about a 1/4 inch or so of that short, not all the way down to the core because it kind of can make it unravel, but just enough that it helps make it a little easier to tie that in without adding bulk. So I've got that secured in place. I'm going to bring my thread all the way forward, and now I'm just going to grab my Flashabou, pull out the strands from the tail, and we're just going to wrap the body with this copper Flashabou. I do have a material clip. I should probably use that to my advantage. Now, it doesn't have to be perfectly even, but we want to aim for as much coverage as we can. Wind that all the way forward. A few wraps of thread to secure everything in place. A couple in front. And we'll trim that flush. And now I just save the rest of this off to the side, and I'll use that for the tail on my next fly. From here, I'm going to take my Palmer chenille, and exactly like it says in the name, we're just going to palmer this forward. And now I'm not butting each wrap up against the next one. I'm leaving a little bit of space in between. Doesn't have to be a ton. There's a couple of reasons I do this. Just one, it makes the fly a little bit sparser. So that'll help, well, I think a little bit sparser fly for a lot of coho situations is a good thing. It'll also allow the fly to sink a little tiny bit faster than if you had a big dense bushy kind of pattern, and it'll also allow some of this copper to show through. And then at the end here, right up against the bead, I just did two wraps right at the end, just to add a little bit more profile. Tie this off with our thread. Couple in front. We'll trim that off flush. And we want to leave a hot spot there. Quick whip finish. I always do a second one just in case. Trim our thread there. Trim our tail to length, however long you like it. And there you have the new age Kelly's Coho bugger, just a variation that I've been playing with a little bit. Now, this is one color combination that I like to fish. I've been playing with a couple of different ones this year, but you can basically let your imagination run wild with this. I've got these guys tied, like you see here, the olive and copper. This is blue Flashabou with peacock Palmer chenille. I've got copper again with dark blue, which actually looks quite purple. And then from there, I mean, you can use gold as an underbody, red. I like silver a lot. Silver looks really good, even with like a chartreuse. Palmer chenille. Play with the colors of beads, play with the colors of threads. It's an awesome fly. It's durable, very, very quick to tie. And like I said, you can let your imagination run wild with the color combinations, and you can quickly fill a box up. Or at least get, a day's worth of flies in a quick tying session. So give this one a try. Hope you like it. I think you're going to enjoy using this pattern if you haven't used something like it already. Still lots of coho opportunities around in our local waters. It is getting a little bit later in the season, but there's definitely still quite a few fish to catch out there. So give this one a try. Let us know what you think of it. If you like these videos, give us a like. Hit subscribe to us on YouTube. Share this with your friends. And if you got any questions or any comments or any concerns, you know how to get in touch with us. Check us out online, www.c-run.com. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks, guys.